How to Create a Glitch in the Matrix Monologues Season 10 Chapter 4. This is Season 10 of How to Create a Glitch in the Matrix Monologues Episode 4. In this episode we will be elaborating on the 6-unit class web of associations which we are constructing for this season of the podcast. The purpose of this is to develop a systemization of the internal and external world which we can implicate through ritual, story and praxis to produce glitches in reality. This episode will start with a recap of previous episodes to summarize the concept of a web of associations for the listener. Again, webs of association are the filters which shape reality according to specific views of human behavior, shaped by the esoteric narratives of these common myths and histories. They give us the vocabulary to understand reality and ourselves. They produce the many patterns that we see. And they enable us to find and produce glitches in everyday things. The primordial substance of reality, the stuff of meaning, is interchangeable with consciousness. Thought, meaning and matter are one. But our thought is structured by the architecture we construct out of our web of associations. Now, all of this aside, 4 is only a number. But the infiltration of it as primordial unit class into the substance of our experience implicates it and its web of associations every time it is seen, counted, utilized or thought. Each systemization produces an architecture to the unconscious. An architecture which is activated through the magic of ritual and narrative. To return to the main point of the podcast, we have to select 6 principles which describe and govern the full gamut of experience, both internally and externally. The base of the unit class will be 6 principles that produce all other experiences. I will start with the 4 principles enunciated in a previous post, with the hopes of condensing those principles before moving on to selecting other principles. To start off, the 4 principles explained in past episodes were substitution and displacement, union, conservation and polarity. These 4 principles can be supplanted or replaced by 1. Thesis 2. Antithesis 3. Synthesis 4. Negation 5. Association 6. Substance. I'll explain how. First of all, the thesis is the primary creation act. The monad. It is the something out of nothing. The projection. Because it is the first principle, it is sole and alone, the entirety, the all of being. Second, the antithesis, which produces contradiction, the second principle which enables dualistic view of reality. The yin to the yang. Continuity and discontinuity. Likeness and dissimilarity. Subject and object. Third, the synthesis, which is the union, the substitution or displacement, the resonance, the dissonance or discordance. The trinity. Finally there is negation, which implies contradiction and concealment. Next, there is association, whereby things can be present together without being the same or different. And finally the last principle is substance, as in the stuff of being. Meaning. Now for anyone who disagrees with these 6 fundamental principles, that's the great part about this. You're free to. By some measure these principles are arbitrary and could very well be different. The purpose of this exercise is not to define the fundamental principles of reality but to construct a web of associations for the purposes of this paradigm. So for the purposes of this exercise, it is enough that these 6 principles are fundamentally enmeshed in experience to produce a web of associations. That's the end of the second part of the podcast for today.